Hello and welcome to week 1 of Business 100. This is Introduction to Business class. Please note that you should be making sure that all your assignments are done no later than Sunday. And if for some reason you turn them in later, they will be marked down for late points. This week we have some lesson objectives. The first objective is to describe the relationship between profit and risk, compare and contrast between an entrepreneur and working for others, demonstrate how businesses can meet and beat competition, explain basic economics, explain what capitalism is and how free market work, analyze the trend toward mixed economies, describe the economic system of the United States, including the significance of the key economic indicators, especially the GDP, that stands for the just one moment. My cat wants to be in the video again. Productivity and business cycle. She wants to say hi again. She likes to be in the videos. And contrast the fiscal policy and monetary policy and explain how it affects the economy. In our textbook, in chapter 1, it's taking the risk and making profits, and the dynamic business environment. In chapter 2, we have understanding the economies and how it affects business. And every week I do put videos up. They're just for fun. If you want to see photos of the cats, they're usually in them too. And then we also have some discussions. I want to remind you that if you do come to class, we do the discussions in class. However, if it is a holiday or you're absent or you're only doing the course online, you need to make sure that you do the lessons. Ms. Baker never gives points for being sick or holidays. So I just want to remind you that everybody has to do their work. If you do not do it, then it becomes a 0. Heroes don't get zeros. That's what I was told by a student. And so I was just trying to adjust the video. Your 2 discussions is for you to imagine you're thinking of starting your own restaurant in your community. Who will the various stakeholders of your business be? You need to name at least 3. And how will each stakeholder benefit from the business? The second one is how will you establish good relationship with your suppliers and your employees? Can you give several steps on how you will do each of these? Please note that you are to use your book as well as other resources. If you're doing your discussion online, please make sure that it is 5 sentences with a reference. If you do not adhere to that, then I will mark points off. I know this is the first week, so this week I'm usually pretty lenient because you're not exactly sure what I expect, but from here on out, if you'd like to get full credit, make sure you follow those directions. You also have an online quiz, which will be on those chapters. Please note that it is timed, so if you need to go to the restroom or take a break, that's probably not the best idea because it might time you out and you might get the score as is. I'd like to remind you that each week you do have, on top of the quiz, you have an essay. The essay is to be in APA format. Some people want to use MLA, and usually I'm okay with that, but please don't use CMS or Harvard style or Chicago style or New York style or any of these other styles out there. A lot of students say, well, I'm not really sure. How am I supposed to do this? Well, in the Moodle, at the very top, it shows an example of an APA formatted paper with the title page. And in the title page, it has your name and the course, as well as the writing head and the page number. And that's the way I like it to be as well. And you can go to purdueowl.edu and see some examples if you're still not sure. And there's also an example of a case study also on the Moodle. So nothing's a secret. It's all there. So this week, our writing assignment is for you to define what the GDP is as a measure of economic activity. Think about other things that might help the GDP that are really not good for our society in general, such as the economic activity required to clean up an oil spill, or increases in consumer debt to buy more goods. In addition, there are other situations that might hurt the GDP by limiting expenditures on items but help the overall good of society, such as reusing plastic bags or installing solar water heaters, thus limiting the spending on oil, gas, and electricity. Discuss the definitions of the GDP needed to be revised. I'd like to remind you that you should be doing this in 12 or 10 font. I suggest 12 if you're someone who doesn't like to write a lot, because then you'll have more space, because it is double space left adjusted. Now, if I said it was a 10 font and it was single space, then you'd probably be like, oh, so much writing, Miss Baker. But it's double space and it can be 12 font, so that means that you can write less. There's a minimum of two references, okay? So you can use your book and maybe a Google article. Is that right? That's right, she said. And you should make sure that it's not more than 3 double space pages. That does not count the reference page and cover sheet. So you can't just turn in one paper and be like, oh, this is it. No, you need to turn in at least 2 solid double space pages with your cover page and your reference page. Okay, just want to make that clear. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.